we got a trailer for Stranger Things season 2. Now,
Oh,
have you watched? Remind me, have you watched any of Stranger Things yet?
I started watching Stranger Things season 1. I have not made it through it yet, though.
How many episodes have you gotten into it? Do you know? Like one or
2.
two? Okay.
Just
But did
2,
you like what
yeah.
you've seen so far?
Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah, as far as for like that throwback '80s thing, I thought it was great.
God damn, that show is so good. I also watched the panel on this, and their whole goal for the show literally was the people that wrote it had basically not done really much before, but they were thinking, God, TV is getting so good right now with these long, drawn-out, high-budget series that stuff you were never able to do before, now it's becoming a regular basis that we can do. Take Game of Thrones, take Breaking Bad, you know what I mean? These long arcs that you can do. And how cool would it be is to have an 80s period piece that was like Steven Spielberg basically shot like a horror thriller movie. That was their whole goal. And when they
Like
wrote it...
Super 8.
Yeah. And then they wrote it, and they even had the idea of the font they wanted to have, and you know the what do you call it? Synthesizer music, you know, from the '80s and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they thought there's no way anyone's going to pick it up, and a producer found it, and I'm obviously summarizing, but it got to the point where Netflix said go for it, and everything came together just perfect. That the show has become a fucking phenomenon, and they had some really great. I mean, a lot of these kids acted on Broadway, which is why they're such great actors.
Okay.
But this movie was fucking awesome. It was scary. It was thrilling. And yes, it reminds you of being back in the 80s because you have those same feelings that somehow we don't capture the same way today. But it really takes you back there.
Yeah.
This trailer came out. We'll give a quick summary. For those of you that watch it, please go watch the fucking trailer because it's goddamn awesome, especially if you watch the first season.
It is.
Having Michael Jackson's Thriller, perfect choice.
Yeah. Yeah. What is it? The thing I thought of when it first started was, I can't think of Orson Welles. War of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds.
Yeah. I mean, I was like right there. I was like, that's like what grabbed me, and then obviously the Michael Jackson Thriller. Thing, you know. Yeah. I mean, that was inevitable. I mean, the way that it ended, it was just like. Yeah.
That one kid that plays the they started off with these archetypes that were like, you know, the popular boy that's really a jerk, and then the pretty girl that's trying to get his attention, you know, all that kind of stuff. But then they ended up going on that were much more character development where you actually liked the characters and they weren't just those archetypes. Like the guy he was actually a pretty good guy, you know, he was trying to help out, and I won't spoil it for you since you haven't seen the whole first season. But just a couple scenes we saw of even that guy with the glasses rocking out to the Michael Jackson movie, I'm like, God damn, these guys really have a handle on the little subtleties that remind us of the 80s that hit us so hard. Because this trailer, I got just as pumped for this as I did a lot of the awesome trailers we got for some of the great movies that are coming out here. This was fucking awesome, but I don't know. What else did you think was really cool in the trailer?
No, obviously, I have not seen all the way through, so I'm excited to see, what I have seen, how it leads up to where it is.
Mm-hmm. We'll have to do reactions for. We'll watch Stranger Things 1 again, season 1 before season 2 comes out, and we'll do reactions to those.
Yeah. I think we'll have to at this point because I'm excited to kind of see how we got to this trailer. But I mean, just almost the alternate dimension aspect. The visions the kids having. I mean, I thought it was a great trailer. Not even knowing the full season.
Yeah.
1. It makes me want to dive into season 1.
Yep.
And get it done before season 2 comes out.
Yep.
Sure.
We're definitely gonna know that. And then to round out our Comic-Con trailers, summary and pseudo reactions from you and I. There was also a trailer for this small little indie movie called Ready Player One by Steven Spielberg.
Into my ass. There's tons of money being thrown into that movie. I mean, if the trailer didn't show you that there was money being thrown into that movie.
And it was directed by Steven Spielberg. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think he's only done a couple of things.
Yeah, 1941 and...
apparently there's a Schindler's List in there. I don't know what that's about.
Now, you're...
Saving Private Ryan? What is that?
You've been telling me to read this book for the longest time. I still haven't read it.
I have the book in front of me.
Yeah, there you go.
I fucking love this book.
I've still not read it. I still had no idea what the premise was until I saw this trailer.
Of anyone that I know that would love this book, it would be you. I mean,
Really?
this book is I'm gonna put it up here.
Uh-huh.
Love it. The writer of this book actually did a podcast with somebody that I know 2 years ago when he first published the book, and the guy told me at the time, he's like, you need to read Ready Player One, and I remember telling my wife that I wanted it as a Christmas gift, and at the time, I'm putting it away, sorry. At the time, she tried getting it, and it was like $20 or something like that. And she's like, I don't really get the $20 book. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. But last year I picked it up. I didn't pay $20 for it. I think I didn't get it at the half price bookstore, but I got it somewhere. Got the book, started reading the book. The first few chapters, mediocre. But then all of a sudden I was just transformed into this other place. And the book is about a future, kind of a dystopian future where everything's kind of gone to shit. And everybody's living in these like communities where it's trailers stacked on top of trailers because the real estate is just so minimal. But they live in these conditions because ultimately they don't really live in those conditions because they go to this place called the Oasis,
which is like virtual reality.
It's alternate reality. So they put on these goggles and they got these gloves and they go through the Oasis and they navigate their lives. And most people live their lives in there. And the story is about a guy that is living his life there. He's not a guy; he's a kid, still in high school. And what's happened is the person that created the Oasis has died. When he died, he through the Oasis announced that I have left Easter eggs and all these other things behind, and if you can solve my puzzles, then you can control and own the Oasis.
Holy shit! So it's like a Willy Wonka kind of thing.
It is very much a Willy Wonka type thing. So there's all these people, and obviously this is going out to everybody in civilization. You got to think about it at the time. They can be on the Oasis, whether that's students to get on it for free, or whether that's adults that are paying a monthly subscription to get on it. So then, the story kind of is around this kid that has taken in the doctrine of the person that created it. And this person that created it was somebody that was born in the 70s and 80s and 90s, but he's lived his life in that, so he has kind of this indoctrine that this is how my life is, and it's based off things like Ferris Bueller and The Breakfast Club, Back to the Future, and video games. So everything is related to those aspects. Like
I was gonna say, in the trailer we saw like the Iron Giant Freddy Krueger. I'm just like, what the hell is this? What the hell's going on?
But the thing is, and that's what kind of worries me about the trailer, is that none of that stuff is in the book. But what's in the book is like Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Right, that's not going to be as relatable today.
There's some reference back to the Future. I mean, he drives a DeLorean in the book. I saw it show up in the trailer. But there's video games like Atari games and computer games that came out on the Commodore. And the book is phenomenal in the fact that 3/4 of it is very good. I love the book. I don't want to discredit it, but I feel like I could have used another 300 pages in the book because at some point in the story, things just start to get rushed. And I think it's just kind of a situation where this guy needed in the book, right? Great book, though. I would definitely.
No, maybe they'll fix that in the movie version.
Maybe they will. But if they start incorporating a bunch of future stuff from the 90s and stuff, I don't think it's going to have the same resonance as the book had. But then again, if you want to bring people to the theater, you're probably not going to generate everything in the 80s, unlike kind of a Stranger Things, right? But no, great book. When I heard Steven Spielberg was making the movie is what prompted me to, no matter what, go buy the book. And I'm glad I did. I've loved the book.
Huh,
I would recommend it to anyone. So, it's you're right. It's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I don't want to say it meets Blade Runner, but it's kind of along those things. Blade Runner is mentioned in the book.
No. This will be interesting how they're going to be talking about several properties. That kind of reminds me of Wreck-It Ralph, how they can just pull from all these avenues and do it with care. When I saw the trailer, again, I had nothing to know. I had no idea what the premise was about, really. Just that we've talked about it before, and seeing the trailer, I'm like, okay, I got this. Kind of the epitome of gaming, of just being somewhere else, and the eventuality of virtual reality being like an actual place you could kind of like live a lot of your life. So I think it looks cool as hell. I'm pumped to see this too. When does this one come out again?
2018.
Okay, so next year.
I don't know if they have an actual release date yet. But.
Well, we'll definitely have to check this out and then compare it to Matt's review and see how the prune juices stack up for one versus the other.
I'll tell you what. The book, I will give... If you want to give it a shot, I'll give 100% guarantee for me. But we'll see what the movie does with it.
That the book... You mean 100%...
With the book. I love the book.
Okay.
With the book. I mean, I'm on my third read of the
well,
book.
I don't know if this Steven Spielberg guy knows how to make a movie, so...
I don't know.
I think it's going to be hit or miss.
Maybe if he had made some movies like E.T., some of those other movies.
I think that movie was just pronounced Et.
Et, yes. I believe you're right, actually, now that I think about it.
Well, for those of you watching, let us know. Are you pumped for Stranger Things and Ready Player One? Because Matt clearly is.
I am,
So that's all you need.
Both look great.
You're welcome. Let us know what you think in the comments below.